Hello, this week we're going to be making some custom buttons. To start off, here's the image that I'll be using for my buttons. The texture group will be set to UI, and the compression settings will be set to user interface. Next, we're going to need a material. We're going to call this alpha check. The domain will be set up as user interface, and the blend mode will be set to translucent. Then, we're going to call in a texture sample parameter 2D, and we're going to call this texture. Then we're going to plug in the color to our base color. Then we're going to plug in our opacity. Now for the button. Create a widget blueprint and give it a name. In the designer, we're only going to need the button, so we're going to set this to desired and screen, and we're also going to add an image, which will be our variable, and we're just going to call this image. Next, we're going to jump over to the graph editor, and we're going to create a few variables. To start off, we're going to have a button image set to texture 2D. Next, we'll need 3 slate brushes, calling them normal, hovered, and pressed. All 3 of these will be set to editable and exposed on spawn. We'll then put these all into a group to keep them out the way. The last 2 we'll need will be a button render target set to canvas render target and a boolean called isMouseDown. And we're going to need to put these in a private group. And just so that our image doesn't feel left out, we're also going to put this in a group as well. Moving down, we're going to need 4 event dispatches. These will be named as followed: on pressed, on released, on mouse hovered, and on mouse unhovered. Now for the blueprints. We're going to start with a pre-construction event, get out our normal slate brush, and break it, and off the image we're going to cast to texture 2D. Set this as our button image. Then, check if our button render target is valid, adding a notable so we can keep working off the true path. Next, we'll get our button image and call setBrush. The button image will be our target, and our normal slate brush will be our inBrush. Then, we create the canvas render target 2D, set the class, and for the height and width, we're going to get the button, and then we're going to get the size X and Y, plugging the X into the width and the Y into the height. And setting our return value to our button render target. Then we're going to need to create a dynamic material instance. The parent for this will be the material that we made earlier. And off the return value, we're going to set texture parameter. The target will be our button image, and the parameter name will be our texture's name. To end this part off, once again, off the dynamic image instance, we're going to call draw material to render target, and the target will be our button render target. Moving on, we're going to need a macro called switch alpha. Here is where most of the legwork will be done. To start off, we're going to need to get our mouse position in the viewport. Then off our image, get its tick space geometry. And from that, we're going to get its local viewport and local size. Then, off our mouse position return value, we're going to subtract the viewport position and then divide that by the local size. And then we'll be multiplying it. To get the other half of this equation, we're going to need to get our button render target, and we're going to get its size, and we're going to make it into a vector 2D and then plug it all in. Now to finish off this macro, we get our button render target and read render target pixel. The X and Y will come from the split return from the multiply. And then we'll run this into a branch. Both true and false will go into our output. Just rename them to inside and outside. The condition will be a broken render target pixel, checking if its alpha is equal to 0. Next, we're going to overwrite some functions. Let's start off with on mouse button down. First, we'll need our alpha switch. The outside will return with a value of unhandled. As for the inside, we're going to need to get our image and set our brush, and we're going to set our brush to the pressed slate. Then we're going to call the event dispatcher on press that we made earlier. And the return value will be handled, but we'll need to run it through a capture mouse node with the capture widget set as self, and then we are done here. Moving into the next function we're going to overwrite is the mouse button up. We start with a branch, and the condition will be from a self node, seeing if we have the mouse captured. Now let's build the path. Both will need the alpha switch. The false path will return after the switch alpha, returning handled on the inside and unhandled on the outside. On the top path on the inside of the switch, we're going to set our image to our hovered slate. The outside path will be set to our normal slate. Next, we need to set our isMouseDown on the outside path to false, then call our onRelease event dispatcher and run both paths into it. Then send it into the return node. The return value will be handled with a release mouse capture in between it. Nearly done now. We're going to need to overwrite our mouse move function. Just like before, we're going to start off checking if we have a mouse capture, but this time we'll flip it with a not bool. Then we're going to get our alpha switch, and both inside and outside will lead into a branch. The inside's path condition will be isMouseDown into a not bool, and the same condition will be set for our outside path but without the not bool. Now from this point on, both paths will be nearly identical, so let's build them together. Start off by setting isMouseDown. It will be set to true on the inside path and false on the outside path. Next we'll set our image brush. The in brush will be our hovered slate on the inside path and our normal slate on the outside path. Now for the last part, call the event dispatcher on mouse hovered for the inside and on mouse unhovered for the outside. And then send them into a return node. The inside will be handled and the outside will be unhandled. Make sure to plug in the false paths from the branch from when we checked if mouse is down. Now to overwrite the last function, on mouse leave. We're going to start off by checking if we have the mouse captured with a not bool, and then we're going to check if our mouse is down. If it is, set the mouse down to false on the true path, and then we're going to set our image brush to our normal slate. And with that, we are done. I'll quickly create a HUD and add our buttons to it, setting up its styles, and then we can see that this is functioning just fine. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.